Okay, boys. Now let us look into the next aspect of reading and writing. So we have carefully analyzed the way how we have to take notes and underline them. So here we are going to see another task. So I think it's about some kind of plant there. We have heard of this acacia plant. You can always search for that and find out what is true about this tree. But let me tell you what we are going to underline and we will going to highlight this. Exotic means something which silirikakudiyadu, something which rises your emotions, and most of the time it is connected with the human pleasure. So whenever you see such trees, they are going to bring some emotions to you. So it's widely cultivated and versatile. Versatile, what do you mean by that? It is something which you can find out for persons with multiple talent. Two or three things they will do it at the same time. Okay, and so versatile means widely cultivated and found everywhere. While its unique shape and blossom means the பூ வந்து அப்படியே blossom ஆகுது அதுக்கு முன்னாடி என்ன இருக்கும் பட் இருக்கும் பட் வந்து blossom ஆகுதுன்னா வந்து blossom சொல்லுவோம் and it's eye catching. The acacia's appearance reveals just a hint of its functions. The acacia's distinctive வித்தியாசமானது. These make a tree highly distinguishable. கண்டுபிடிக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்குதுன்றாங்க. While there are more than 800 species, so this is a very good thing to understand. Species, it's like categories. Species means different brands like what you see in several other categories. 800 species of the acacia trees around the world. Most feature small, finely divided green leaflets. Finely divided அப்படின்னா சின்ன சின்னது கரெக்டாக என்ன சொல்றது பெருசு ஒரு பார்ட்டிக்கல் சின்னது ஒரு பார்ட்டிக்கல் அந்த மாதிரி கிடையாது. ஒரு talcum powder எடுத்தீங்கன்னா if you look at the talcum powder it's a finely divided powder. Okay, but when you have some other things there will be the grain size will be varying. So you just call this as finely divided powder which this has got potassium, magnesium and silicates and other ingredients but which all the same size particle. And green leaflets that give the stalk a fern-like appearance. What is a fern? Is a fern, I think have you seen this? That's a kind of bird that is there. Fern is a kind of, it is a vascular plant. It has got leaves which completely resemble some birds. Okay, so it's called as the fern. That is that grows in shape like this. So I think just I just to try it like this. Okay, not like this, but its size increases like this. Size decreases like this. Leaves, you have got a leaf there. So that is called as a fern-like appearance. So here you can see that it has decreased in shape. Meanwhile, in other species which grow in desert, you see very little line. So here you have to see there is a change of region from ordinary place to desert to see little line. So this is point to be noted. You have to note down. Then here you can read very fast and something which is very technical term and something which is very attractive alone you can just note down. Most acacia trees have short lifespan. Lifespan அப்படின்னா வாழக்கூடியது age, right? Human beings have a lifespan of 70 to 100 years. அப்படின்னா என்னது 70 வருஷம் மேக்ஸிமம் மினிமம் 100 வருஷம் மேக்ஸிமம் அப்படின்னு சொல்றது. அதுக்கு மேலே இருக்க முடியாது. இருந்தாலும் இருக்கலாம். Some people go at 60 and some people die at 50. But a lifespan is divided for animals and human beings and birds also. So it has got a lifespan of 15 to 30 years after which it will degrade, you have to replace it. Consequently, consequent எங்க யூஸ் பண்றீங்க நீங்க அப்படின்னா ஏதாவது ஒரு விஷயம் சொல்லிட்டு அதுக்கு ஃபாலோ பண்றது தான் consequent. There was a rain, consequently there is a flood அப்படின்ற சொல்ற மாதிரி. So most acacia trees are sharp listeners. Therefore, because it is having a short lifespan, they tend to grow quickly and reach heights in excess of 40 feet. Okay. அந்த ஒரு ஷார்ட் லைஃப் ஸ்பேனுக்கு வந்து எப்படி காம்பன்சேட் ஆகுது எக்ஸஸ் ஆஃப் 40 feet in addition to this you should know what is a 40 feet life. In addition to stunning yellow and white blooms, acacia produces a dry seed pod as its fruit. Seed podனா ஒரு seed bunch மாதிரி. Each pod is about 3 inches long and contains 5 to 6 brown black seeds. Each pod epithelium. And then here is a long paragraph. I'm just not going to read the entire thing. It's going to be more boring to you. You can just read the text, find it. I'll just fast read here and underline those things which are going to be noted for the notes. Okay. So it's a combination of feather leaves, global flowers, dry seed pods, and a dramatic appearance of crispy glowing ears. So on the timeல எப்படி அந்த part behave பண்ணுதுன்னு சொல்லுங்க. The Acacia has been preserved more than 800 different types. Already இது மென்ஷன் பண்ணிருக்காங்க 800 species அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. Okay, desert like regions கூட repeat தான். ஸோ நீங்கள் இதெல்லாம் ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பட் ஹெமிஸ்பியர்ஸ் அப்படின்னா என்ன நார்த் ஹெமிஸ்பியர் சவுத் ஹெமிஸ்பியர் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா சதர்ன் ஹெமிஸ்பியர் ஆஃப் தி எர்த். The flat-topped acacia is typically found on the savanna. Savanna is a type of a grassland and it's a kind of land. நீங்கள் சர்ச் பண்ணாங்க in South Africa where you have different varieties of animals. The top of these trees resemble a ledge. Ledge-னா என்ன? What is meant by ledge? And I think ledge is like I think it's like a ledge is a narrow shelf underneath the window, a piece of rock that is substrate. Okay, or a narrow piece of shelf underneath. Narrow piece of shelf underneath. சின்னதா ஒரு சப்போர்ட் மாதிரி இல்லையா அதுக்கு லெட்ஜ் அப்படின்னா அதுல இருந்தா லெட்ஜர் வந்தது. The Solenthorn acacias இது வேற பிரான்ச். Thrive in Central America. இங்க ஆப்பிரிக்கா ஆயிடுச்சு. South Africa, Central America. And the seeds spots form is notable symbiotic association with ants. Symbiotic association. What is meant by that? So that's it. It's a close physical association. Symbiotic means for the life, for the process of life. With ants, they live very, very close. Native to Hawaii. So here is another. The Koa Acacia. It's a variety. Tree nuts are for dark order with price and very range. It ranges from plain to color to deep black, middle black. இதெல்லாம் சில இங்கிலீஷ் டேர்ம்ஸ் யூ கேன் ஈவன் இக்னோர் தேம் பட் unless otherwise technically these people have a strange liking for naming things and it's a fiddleனா தெரியும் இல்லையா அந்த fiddle back. What is meant by fiddle? I think you have heard of this word fiddle. Is a general word that is something which kindle பண்ற மாதிரி. It's not honest action. Okay, so there is no meaning directly there. There are two types of flowering acacias, and the Bellina species of acacias are known for yellow clusters. This you have to note down. The Fahrensica species is known for Spanish shrub-like appearance and many fragrant blossoms that attract numerous insect pollinators. Pollination is a grain that spreads. In the Indian subcontinent, another species called Acacia catechu is known as Khair. So it's an Indian constitution. It is medium sized. Deciduousனா வெறும் ட்ரீஸ் இருக்கும் வெறும் பார்க் மாதிரி இருக்கும் வித் crooked and forked duct. Crookedனா என்ன அப்படியே ஒரு ஷேப் வந்து ஸ்ட்ரைட்டாகவே இருக்காது இப்படி 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 போயிட்டு இருக்கும். ஃபோர்க்டு அப்படின்னா என்ன இப்படி 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 போயிட்டு இப்படி போகும் ரெண்டா பிரியும் இல்லை அது பேர் ஃபோர்க்டு அப்படின்னு சொல்றது. ஸோ இட்ஸ் எ ஃபோர்க் சாப்பிட்ற ஃபோர்க் அப்படின்னு. Its growth can be traced to both natural and plantation farms in most of the nation to population and sea level. This is to be noted down. So it's in the mountain above sea level, whatever you have in sea level, it will be for the mountain only. In India, Acacia catechu is characterized by many species. Catachudius sandra. In India, the Acacia catechu is very found in Uttar Pradesh, Jammu, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, all this. Almost all the states, the species also known as acacia, and something is mentioned about mixing. You just write it, or what is it called in Gujarat is that the acacia tree has an storied past from its introduction to Europe by herbalist. Here is some history is done by Henry IV in 1601 to distribute various botanical gardens in the northern UK in the late 1960s. Storied past na herbalist Henry IV கொண்டு வர அப்படி சொல்றாங்க. The trees' eye-popping white and yellow blossoms are made popular by Indian vendors who use them as gift to unsuspecting females. சஸ்பெக்டிங்னா என்ன, நீங்கள் டவுட் பண்ணுற மாதிரி. அன்சஸ்பெக்டிங்னா டவுட் படாத ஒரு சாதாரண எந்த ஒரு ஆக்டிவிட்டியும் சஸ்பெக்ட் பண்ணல, இது அந்த மாதிரி ஃபீமேல்ஸ்க்கு மடக்கிறதுக்காக என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க அவங்க, இந்த ட்ரீஸ் ஐ பாப்பிங் ஒயிட் அண்ட் பிளாசம்ஸ் வந்து கொடுப்பாங்களாம். அது வந்து பழைய இதெல்லாம் இப்போ நடக்கிறதுல, இப்போல்லாம் நீங்கள் செல்ஃபோன் கொடுக்கணும். The acacia tree's thorns, housing, staging, stinging ants who live in the tree's nectar. நெக்டார்னா என்ன, அந்த ட்ரீஸ் நெக்டார்ல என்ன, நெக்டார் இஸ் வேர் ஃப்ரம் I think nectar is where from you get you associated this with honey also. Okay, nectar is a sorry, just a minute. So just and the trees gum mari varum. It's a kind of juice of the earth that is there. So while graphies and cattle love to chew on its leaves, butterflies are attracted to acacia trees. The thorns of the Central American bullthorns acacias are common in the necklaces and belts. In the second part of this task, now I'm just going to underline the notes. You can just take, I'll underline this and you'll just draw flowchart and do the notes there. Okay. So here it wants to talk about the coniferous forest. It depends on where it is located. In general, the farther from north of the latitude. Farther the north, the cooler the climate. மேலே போனா north hemisphere cooler இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுங்க. In presence of mountain ridges and oceans all across the climate, in Japan, for example, Siberian air masses bring severe winters to some forests. This is a highlighted point you have to note down. Because warm ocean currents have more tropical climate. Warm ocean current is going to have tropical climate. In India, we have the tropical climate only. And then it talks about the third climate. The most severe climate is found in the boreal forest or taiga, where temperatures are below freezing on more than half of the earth. So North Antarctica or Greenland, somewhere like that, where you have 54 to -1 degree C and summer temperature from 20 to 70 F. And you should know how F is converted to C. 9 by 5 into C plus 32 is equal to F is the formula that you have to write when you want to convert them. So is given both, and we will choose what our country follows. We follow centigrade. However, because the taiga is a type of climate, is a type of forest, is a land of extremes, temperatures can drop as low as -60 degrees C in winter or climb as high as 40 degrees C in summer. So you should know what taiga is, and you can even search where taiga is there. Just like savanna and tundra, we have got taiga. And the taiga is generally is a North American boreal forest or a snow forest, and it's characterized by coniferous forest consisting mainly of pine trees. I've heard of that. So it's there in North America, close to Siberia. Most of the precipitation means rain usually, the snow or sleet or a boreal forest. Boreal forest is mostly found in taiga only. Taiga only, okay. Which is averages to comes from summer rain, which averages to 12 to 33 inches. Okay, 30 to 85 centimeters. Very, you should know what is the normal. Very huge rain. This one is a very huge rain there. Mountain forests face cold, dry climate. So this is the fourth type of climate. High winds, higher the elevation, harsher the conditions. Scientists estimate that for every 91 meters in elevation, temperature drops by more than 1 degree F. Again, you should know what is 1 degree F, and it's will be decimal degrees C. The Alaskan mountain temperatures can vary average about 30 degrees C to 8 degrees C. In general, northern hemisphere forests are found on the northern side of the mountains are shaded in the sun and air is cooler. The forests receive more rainfall and have denser stands of trees and other plants. Forests are drier. So this is not very just it describes the property of any forest that you should keep it for your knowledge. Again, this is also a kind of properties in the all about Olympic rainforest in Washington, for example, is having the temperature. Another property of the redwood and the Pacific Northwestern forest, and this one is very essential. Mediterranean and part of the California winters. Mediterranean Sea is actually in the Gulf countries, in the Gulf region, connecting the Egypt. It's a very rich place with very good rain. So it is telling about the Mediterranean climates. So it's a localized place, but if you have such climate at any place of the world, you call it as the Mediterranean climate of California. Winters are warm and wet, while summers are hot and dry. It's quite similar temperature condition for Indian also. Droughts, extremely dry periods may be common. Is also there. Mediterranean, for example, winter temperatures usually do not fall below the freezing. So this is a very essential point, and it also tells the property. So these three properties you are going to note down. In climate, in southern hemisphere forest varies depending on the forest located. In the tropics, tropical region is Indian region that is very close to the equator. The regions around the equator, this particular thing is mentioned there. Where the forests are at higher elevations, cloud mist may blanket them. Blanket them means that cover them, creating cool and damp conditions. In more temperate regions, this is another region quite opposite of the cold region, such as the mountains of Chile, is a country in South America. Conditions are drier and colder. So you just need to classify them, classify them according to this, and just draw a flow chart and find out what is the important thing in this. Take while taking notes. Thank you for joining me.